kind of sad. I've lived in this house and in this shop since 2003. So almost 20 years at this point. You can see the outline of the old shop. It used to be an old red pole barn, and then we built this part above it and then tore down the inside. Tore down the old shop underneath. There used to be a mezzanine back there where that hood is. Oh, that came kind of to where the lift was, and it was full of parts and old stuff up there. It was pretty cool in here. It's pretty cool in here now. But so these probably the last two things I had to work on. Excuse me. And that is. And that is a 406 small block Chevy. I don't know why it's blue. But that's not what we're talking about. What we're going to talk about today is we're going to jump into this truck and what's happening with it, plus what's happening with this truck and what I've done to it and what hopefully will be finished in 1 week, which is when we have to leave. Today, a week from today is when we're leaving. So, in this. It fired up yesterday and the night before actually. So it does run. Also, I'll show a video of that probably at the end because it's early and I don't want to fire it off because I don't want to wake people up. But it runs. The FI tech on it is awesome. It works really well. I mean, I haven't really had any time to have it learn, but new fuel pressure regulator on it, which works really well. Tech advice that I learned while I was putting this on, for anyone I assume that has a fuel pressure regulator and they've never used them before, if you have too much pressure on the system, it's because the first thing to check will be to see how big your return line is going back to the tank, because if it's too small, it's gonna over pressurize because it won't be able to bring enough fuel back to the tank, which is what I learned. Because that inline fuel pump, I think, pumps out close to 90 psi. So when it was getting to here, it was getting 80. It would get close to 80 psi, and at this, the weakest setting on this pressure regulator, it would stay at 80 psi because of how much pressure was going in. And I had a 5/16 line on this originally, which is the stock return line on this truck. I was just using the stock return line because that's what was there. I'm like, it'll probably be fine. It was not fine. So what I ended up doing was I ran 3/8 into a fuel jug just to test it, which after I talked to the FI tech, that's what he suggested. So then I ran that and we just turned the fuel pump on, and it went to like 65. So then I tuned it down to 60. So then it's supposed to be like 58.9. So right, it's just below 60 now, so pretty close. So then I ran a 3/8 hose to the old feeding 3/8 line that was on the truck originally, and that goes back to close to the back seat of the truck, and then it goes into the factory return line 5/16. So having that extra like 8, 9, 10 feet of line helped give it enough fuel, you know, expanse to, at least for right now that we know, and I gave it under RPM and stuff, and it seemed fine. So you just don't want it over 70 psi, I learned, because if it's over 70 psi, it can stick injectors open or closed, and we don't want that. So anyway, that's a really good thing to know on this whole situation. But besides that, engine seems to be good. I have to finish the exhaust up because the hanger on this side broke, and we need to put some turn downs on it, so I have to go to O'Reilly's here in a little bit. Excuse me. We have a camper shell for it. I'll show you guys here in a second. We got a vent wing window for it, which I have to replace this one because, as you can see, someone did a very good job sealing that in. Which, if that's all you have, I totally understand. But for right now, it seemed to whistle really bad, so I'm gonna pull this one out because we went to pick and pull yesterday. And we got this and a few other pieces for my tailgate, and we got there literally at like 5:40. They closed at 6. The guy just like let us back. We ran in, grabbed that and the tailgate hinges that I needed. It was like, in like 10 minutes. Got those, came back out, and I'm like, woohoo! Because I've been looking for vent wing windows because they're like 150 bucks anywhere else, and you try to buy them new. That whole assembly there was 20 bucks. 20 bucks is good. You just have to find them, which was kind of a pain to find them. And we were on our way to get my camper shell anyway, so why not? So that's kind of what's up with this truck. Hopefully by the end of today, it's Thursday I think today, yeah. Hopefully by the end of Thursday we'll be able to drive it with the camper shell. Hopefully all that will be on it, ready to go, and hopefully this truck will be ready to go because our tow vehicle, the 70 Chevy truck that we drive around all the time, is very tired and it needs engine work. So that being said, that truck needs to not be in here anymore. I'm over it. It needs to be gone and just work. Excuse me, coffee. Meanwhile, this truck, which is our 71, 72 C10 short bed step side airbag truck with a big block 468 in it. I done pretty much the entire rear end and everything on it is done, ready to go. The air ride up front is pretty much good, ready to go. We need a sway bar brackets on the frame side right here. I need to figure out that side, or the A-arm sway bar brackets. We need to figure that out. We have all the Borgeson line air ride crap to keep it from hitting this. I still need, it binds up a little bit when you turn it. So I need to put one of these around here somewhere, probably right here, to keep it in the right angle so it doesn't bind up. And then that way you can turn the wheel and you can turn the wheel okay and everything works that way. And then I'm gonna put the intake, the carburetor, and distributor in, do all that, get all that set and ready to go. And then I'm gonna put the front clip on the truck, get the hood on it. I may put the bumper on it, I'm not sure, probably not. I'm just gonna try to make it a complete roller right now because I have 7 days until we have to leave. So I'm gonna try to make the front end a complete roller. That way it looks together, and then either way, if it comes back to Tennessee to me, or if it goes to someone else, they have a complete truck to finish instead of having just a big huge pile of parts. So that's kind of the goal with that. Hopefully by the end of today, tomorrow, that'll be ready to go, so that way it can go back to his house. And that guy that has that truck is the same one that gave me that engine that's in my truck. So I'm gonna have to try to get that as quickly done for him as possible. New tailgate cover protector. Ooh. But yeah, so we went to pick and pull and we got new, now it wants to lock. That's funny. Now it probably doesn't want to unlock. Okay. We got new hinges assembly for this side because the ones that are on it now are 67 to 72 and they don't really work. So that way this will actually work the way it needs to. Yeah, these came off of a 89 is what these came off of, the next generation, the OBS generation. Those almost work. They're not quite the right ones. They end up coming in contact. That's actually the one off the 67, 72. These are the ones that came off the other one because they're shorter, so I figured they'd work because these are too long. These are really short. So these are too short, and the way the geometry is right here versus right here, it needs to be like this on this one. It just needs to be about this length. And so we ended up finding those at Pick and Pull because there was an 85 one of these. There was a long bed fleet side, which makes me sad every time I see one of those, but it is what it is. So this truck will have a working tailgate, which I'm stoked about. That tailgate used to be blue, now it is not. I shaker canned that. So that'll be done. I'll get the vent window in, get all that together, and then poor truck. It had like 0 oil pressure last night, which is awesome. And oil didn't show up on the dipstick. It had oil when we left. It's fine. It'll be fine. We'll put some oil in it. He's fine. But yeah, so we went and got this. I need to pressure wash it, but if I'm not mistaken, this color looks an awful lot like that middle color. So hopefully this color and that color match pretty well, and this will look pretty decent on that truck. So, and it's all tinted windows, so it's a lot harder to see inside, which I like. And it was trading parts for it, so trading's good. So we'll put this on the back of the truck, clean it up, put this on the back of the truck. All my tools, all my life will go in there, my computer, all my crap will go in there. And then from there, that trailer, we need to finish up putting it together. Then my Nova gets put on the trailer. Then we put it behind that, and we're rolling. 2,600 miles. It'll be fine. Truck hasn't moved with the new engine yet. Transmission, it's probably fine. Rear end, it's probably fine. Wheel bearings, I'm sure they're fine. I haven't even looked at any of them on the trailer or this. It's fine. It'll be fine. We're just gonna send it because roadkill. Literally, just because roadkill. Might as well, right? So, it's always something. So with that being said, I need to get to work on getting, I'm probably need to swap tires over between the Camaro and my Nova now, because the Nova rubs a little bit with those new wheels and tires, and it's very hilly where we live up in Tennessee, so I don't want to rub all the time there because I don't want to screw my fenders up. So the rallies are going to go back on my car for right now, and she's going to get the nice new 16s, so we're both okay. It's fine. That way my car's usable and drivable and streetable back there very well. That way we're good. So I'm gonna go do that. I'll wash the Nova, take it to Roseville because I need to get some parts for this guy and that guy. And hopefully get back here and take that vent window out and do a whole bunch of other stuff and be ready to go this time next week. Hopefully we'll be on the road or close to on the road this time next week. That's kind of the goal. So, that being said, be sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more chaos and debacle like this, because this is going to be a very good and interesting show for you people, because I don't know. I really hope it's all going to work out the way it needs to. I really do. But without really knowing, I don't know. So cross your fingers, say a prayer. We're going to roll. And I don't know if you're going to see another video until we go, so be sure to make sure you keep up on Instagram and everything, because I'll be posting a little bit more there. But YouTube may have to be on a break for a few weeks until you get to see a road trip. So till then, I will see you guys when I see you guys. Peace.